Hi YouTubers, this is Rhonda Novak, and I realized as I reviewed some of the videos that I've done before that I don't always say what it is that I do. So I decided in this video I would say what it is that I do. I am a business consultant. I focus on helping companies create financial models so they can raise capital, whether they're going to investors or going to the bank. I'm the girl that goes in and just goes through all the numbers and creates the forecast so that the investor or the bank knows that you can actually pay the money back on schedule. So that's what I do. I also encourage women. I'm a very big supporter of women, entrepreneurship, business, all of that. And recently I decided to start doing more videos because that's kind of the wave, and it's just a thing to do, and I just kind of feel really good about sort of putting my message out in the public a little bit more than I have. And I also have lots of friends who've encouraged me to start doing a little bit more of that. So that's what I'm doing. So today's message, I was thinking today about a lot of the things that I hear about corporate America. I actually wrote a book. Ta-da! Transitioning from Corporate America to Entrepreneurship. Wrote that book a few years ago, and it is about how to come out of the corporate world and to transition into the entrepreneur world. And in the book I talk about how it's not a good idea to light that fuse line and below the bridge back to the mothership, the corporate mothership, because that's really not a good process. A lot of us think that, especially if we're in jobs that we hate, then we just want to get rid of it and blow the fuse line and it's over. Oh my God, I hate it. And that may be sort of an emotional place, but it's not a good professional place to work from, because every business that's a billion-dollar business now started off as a smaller business. It started off as an entrepreneurial journey, as a thought for somebody. So more than likely, even if your venture becomes big, it starts off small. Everybody starts off small, smaller than what we are now. So I don't think it's a good idea to hate what you want to become. I just think you sort of work against your psyche that way. So I never advise people to just hate the corporate world. I also recently heard somebody say something about, don't ask your friends that are in corporate America, they don't know anything about this, that, or the other. I disagree with that thinking. I really believe that you can learn from anybody. You may need to get your support from a different group than people who are entrenched in the corporate world or who don't have a lot of belief in the entrepreneurial one. But I do think you can get advice from anybody if you're paying attention, because everybody has something that they can offer. But so my topic today, though, is really about encouraging people who are still in the corporate world and who want to become entrepreneurs. One of the things about transitioning into the entrepreneurial world is that the big thing is to be able to take care of your family. So you have to be able to replace that income and understand that when you get to the corporate world, the entrepreneurial world, you have to do everything for yourself. You're the lawyer, you're the garbage person, you're the IT person, you're every single thing there is in the business to start with, unless you have a lot of capital and you can hire people to do all that stuff for you. So it's a lot of work, and there are lots of things that you have to learn. You have to learn how to be authentic in your message. You have to learn who your audience is, what they like to hear. Are you delivering what they want to hear or do or be? Not only where you find them, but is your product priced right? I also hear a lot of people talking about pricing and that you can just charge what you want to, and people have the money and they'll pay you whatever. I don't know if I subscribe to that either. I do think people put their money where their value is. And so finding people who have the same value as your price point may be a little more challenging. Once you get to have a certain brand or your style is big enough, then of course people may pay whatever because they like you so much or they want to be in your space. If you're a service provider, if you're a product provider, it may not be as easy to do that. So it is so many things to consider. And again, this video was intended to encourage those guys who want to come out or who's still in. I've done both. I'm in the corporate world, I'm out of the corporate world. If I get bored on one or the other, and typically I just, depends on kind of what I need. If I'm not making enough money in the entrepreneurial world and I need to get in the corporate world, and I've had to do that, then we do it and we keep moving. So I just encourage you today to not hate your journey. Do not hate your journey. If you are still learning, still figuring it out, don't allow the corporate folks to make you feel bad about it. Don't let the entrepreneurial people make you feel bad about where you are. Just take your time, figure out where you're going, figure out how you're going to get there, and take your time and appreciate the journey. Is so it can be rocky. When you're authentic though, I do think it gets easier because you know exactly what you're doing, you're comfortable, you're clear. In the beginning, you're not clear. Like you want to do everything and everybody's your customer and you love everybody. Not true. So not true. So, but I do encourage you, take heart. It does take a lot of guts. It takes a lot of planning. It takes a lot of learning. You have to unlearn things that you've learned in the corporate world. You have to learn things that work for you and your audience and your people and where you're going to put your messages. I'm in the middle of that right now, trying to figure out who is going to listen to these doggone videos that I'm putting out here. Who is listening to me? Do they care? So just take heart though. Don't take yourself so serious. Have fun with whatever you're doing. If you're in a job that you hate, the authentic part of that is to figure out why you hate it. Do you hate it because you can't submit to leadership? Do you hate it because you don't like the people? Do you hate it because you don't like the product? Do you hate it because you're not challenged? What's really the reason behind it? Because that's where your authenticity lies. And if in fact you want to be in the entrepreneurial world, you just take your time to figure out how you can actually break into that world. You can also reach out for me. I can help you figure that out. This is not a sales video though. I'm not trying to sell myself on that, but I do want to encourage you in the space of figure it out, take your time. And that's all I have for today. I'm out. Enjoy.